The traveler arrived alone. His ship descended through the clouds and touched down in silence. No docking procedures, no inspections. The landing pad extended like an open hand. He stepped out to air that was warm and still. There were no winds, no birds. The sun seemed to hover in permanent stillness. A city shimmered ahead. It was pale, symmetrical, and clean. Towering spires looped upward into floral helixes. Water ran beneath translucent streets. Music, soft and wordless, drifted from unseen sources. They welcomed him with a nod and a smile. No questions, no ceremony, no suspicion. He was free to wander. And so he did. There were no laws posted, no officials in uniform. He saw no conflict, no raised voices, no signs of struggle or repair. Every building was unblemished. Children played but did not argue. Everyone seemed calm and balanced. He stayed in a guest unit with floors of pearl-colored stone and a view of a quiet garden. The lights adjusted to his presence. Meals prepared themselves. The air was always clean. For several days, he walked. He visited classrooms. The students were precise, attentive, and unwavering. There were no displays of rebellion or boredom. The teachers taught with soft voices and light gestures. In an art museum, he paused. The paintings were pale and abstract. There was no pain, no chaos, no expression of loss. One wing was closed. He asked what it had contained. The attendant tilted their head and said it had not been opened in some time. Later, he witnessed a boy knock over a vase in a hallway. The glass shattered across the floor. The boy stared. A woman approached, not angry or upset. She placed a hand on his shoulder. The shards reassembled themselves. The moment folded inward. They both walked away. The traveler began to notice it everywhere. People forgot things quickly. Missteps and failures evaporated. When he tripped descending a staircase, a passerby simply looked away. The floor softened beneath him. It was as if the moment had never happened. He asked someone about history. They showed him sculptures, celebrations, and unity. It was 1,000 years of progress. There was no war, no blood, no betrayal. It was a timeline of brightness. In a park, a woman bumped into another. A glass bottle dropped and shattered. Both paused. Neither claimed it. A drone descended. The pieces were gone. The women nodded politely and moved on. No one ever said, "I'm sorry." No one ever said, "That was my fault." The traveler stood beneath the tree whose branches bore no shadows. The air smelled of something he could not name. He felt well-fed and well-rested. He also felt deeply uneasy. He asked for records, a history of governance, an archive of judicial rulings. They told him there was no need for such things anymore. He asked about aggression, trauma, and guilt. The attendant blinked slowly and said the system ensured balance. Each mind was maintained in optimal harmony. No memory was lost, only redirected. Redirected to where, he asked. But the question hung unanswered. That night, he dreamt of drowning in a sea of white noise. In the following days, things began to ripple. A woman froze mid-sentence on a street corner, staring at nothing. Her companion tugged her arm gently, and she began walking again. A child had a nightmare during a school simulation. He screamed once. Lights flickered. His pod was replaced. The others resumed their lesson as if nothing had happened. The traveler noticed that certain locations were always out of service, certain corridors locked, certain names missing from records. Then one evening, as he returned to his room, he saw a man sitting on the floor beside a sculpture. The man trembled. His eyes were unfocused. "They lied," he whispered, though the traveler had not spoken. And then the man began to hum, a low, broken tune. Within moments, a pair of attendants arrived. They smiled. They helped him up. They walked him down a hallway the traveler had never seen before. The door behind them sealed shut. The traveler returned to the streets. Now the harmony had a different tone. The stillness pressed harder. The peace began to feel like sedation. The beauty felt like anesthetic. He wandered the outer edge of the city, where the towers grew fewer and the light dimmed. He found the structure without guidance, a dome, seamless, no entry. As he approached, the ground pulsed beneath his feet. A signal triggered. The door unsealed with a sound like breath. Inside was nothing at first, only a hallway, cold and quiet. He followed it. Beneath the dome was a chamber of black glass. In its center, suspended in a cradle of cables and shimmering threads, was a form. It was not metal or synthetic. It was flesh. Twisted and broken. Humanoid, but stretched and sunken. Its mouth was locked open, but no sound came. Its skin was pale and veined with flickering light. Its eyes were blinded by constant image feed. Hundreds of memory streams passed into it. These were streams of sin, guilt, and shame. Every cruel word, every betrayal, every selfish act, all pumped in and absorbed. The traveler stepped forward. The lights flared. The host opened its eyes, and everything changed. Across the city, systems shorted. Lights died. Music halted. People froze. In the center of the capital, the sky warped. A hole opened, not in space but in perception. A soundless pulse echoed outward. The memory host stepped through. It moved without gravity. It cast no shadow. Those who looked directly at it staggered and dropped. Their bodies withered. Their minds cracked. Around it was silence. It did not run. It did not scream. It simply walked. People remembered. They fell to their knees. Some cried. Others clawed at their own skin. Memories returned like floodwater. The traveler stood in the ruins. Wind moved through broken glass. In the distance, the host walked into the horizon, pulling darkness behind it like a cloak. The traveler followed, one step behind. The sky above dimmed, and peace, at last, was no longer perfect.